Hey guys, this is RBR Short 13, aka Ryan, and I'm doing a review. Usually I don't review TV shows, but this is an exception. I'm reviewing the Scream MTV show series. Now this isn't the mask that that they used in the show. They used a different one. I think it was because of rights, or they didn't want to pay the money to get the mask. And also, I think I read that they think the new mask is scarier. I think this mask is iconic. It should have been kept. For the reasons why it wasn't in the show, I have no idea. But this is Ghostface. Not to say not. I'm not saying that I don't like the new mask. It's just not as good as this mask. And that's just my opinion. Um, but hey, at least they have somewhat of a ghost face mask in the show than no mask at all. And then this classic thing that I got when I was 17. I had my old job. There we go. So yeah, that's all kind of celebrating um, Scream. I mean, hey guys, Scream is back. I'm sorry, the glasses. I hate the computer reflection with my glasses, so I'll just do the video without my glasses. Um, but here's my review of the pilot. I really liked it. I'm really surprised how much I like this show. This pilot. You don't know how the show's going to go later, but it seems like it's going to get better as it goes on. They have really good directors for it seems like for the show, and the show to me, well, this pilot proved to me that you don't you don't need Kevin Williamson or Wes Craven to do something Scream related that's good. Scary movie, that parody, that was really fun. Wes Craven didn't really, I think, have any involvement in that. Now, Wes Craven was an executive on this show, but I mean, in terms of him directing, being very involved, I don't think he was involved as you know people might think. I think the writers and the directors did really good. And then now we get to the cast. There's a lot of characters with very different kind of names. You can tell it's names that are like professional names or something like it's not just like an average character name. Because there's like last names that are like Fitzgerald and O'Neill and like those kind of names or it's just yeah, I thought the pilot was really good. I'm still kind of still surprised because I really thought this show was going to be really bad. Back in 2012, I talked about the announcement that MTV was going to turn Scream into a TV series. I was very mad, and then later I got even more mad because I wanted to see a Scream 5. I'm like, enough of this show stuff. I'm like, get to a Scream 5 already. Let's continue that story and complete what Kevin Williamson set out to do. And I would have really loved to have seen that. But this show has really surprised me, and it looks really interesting. And I think I'm more into the show now than if I wanted a Scream 5 or a Scream 6. Um, and I just love that title, Scream, the TV series. The show has a lot of suspense, a lot of build up, and also they don't just it's not just bam someone gets killed off. There's a lot of suspense, there's character development. That's what really surprised me too with this pilot is the characters. Some characters that are likable, even the characters that aren't, they have a lot of development to them, even if there's some bad acting or whatever. These characters are developed and you kind of see their personality, their introduction of who they are in the very beginning of this series. So as the show goes on, as it progresses, I think the characters are going to be more mature or even crazier. in any way they're going to be more into their characters because they've played them before. They've seen how they played the characters, and they can expand upon that. So hopefully the directors are aware, um, of the characters. I mean, of the actors' strengths and the weaknesses. Now, the new girl, the character named Emma, I really like her. She seems to have like her own little dark past, and also I like her mom. I don't know if you guys remember the actress who plays Daisy, the much older Daisy. She was in New Nightmare, and that was really cool. And it seems like it has a interesting story, and we've never seen a flashback in a Scream anything. Now, my Scream fan films, I've had flashbacks, but in terms of a real, show, movie, whatever, that was pretty surprising, and it was actually a good flashback. It seems interesting, this whole Elephant Man story. Um, this review is for people that have already seen the show. Just to let you guys know. So I guess there's spoilers. If you haven't seen the pilot, and go ahead. I mean, the pilot is on YouTube, on MTV. You can pretty much watch it on there or their website, iTunes, anything. They have it there. And yeah, I mean, it is a really fun time as a Scream fan. I'm 6 minutes in this video. I'm still trying to put together, a certain kind of review because the show isn't over yet. This is just the beginning, so how can I really judge the show when, it's just, the pilot? Because I think in order to really review this story, you have to get about 5 episodes in, and then see, where it goes from there. But with just one pilot, it's kind of hard to review it. I did like the opening with Bella Thorne. She did a pretty good job playing like this rich, you know, uh, I guess you can just say like this rich, mean person, mean girl. I guess that's the way you can put it. I mean, her character's selfish, and she comes in with the on her iPhone saying music on, and it's then the music plays on and she starts jamming out, taking off her jacket, and then she seems to have a cool dog, but she doesn't care about her dog. It seems like too much, and people are watching her in her home, and she can see that on her phone. She sees like her webcam uh, camera come on, the light, and it's pretty freaky because that's kind of technology today where you can kind of get hacked like that, and it's pretty freaky. And also, she just goes in this hot tub, trying to relax and whatever. I mean, it's like her boyfriend's getting on her ass about like through these text messages, you're killing me, and um, this and that. Like he just says messages, oh maybe you'll get more views than Andre's video, and like he just keeps on getting on her nerves, and then she just keeps yelling at him, and it's really funny. And they seem to really capture the Scream humor. My favorite part of the whole pilot was the call 911, calling Pottery Barn. Like I guess that's the way of imitating it. I just love that part with the iPhone. Just Pottery Barn. That's just hilarious. And then she starts asking for help, like banging on her own house, like nobody's home. And then the dog keeps barking and stuff and keeps coming near her, and I'm like, well, hey, that might mean that the killer is coming after you, so you should keep on running. But then Ghostface gets her. She gets her throat slit, and then she gets thrown into a pool. And then we get the reveal of what Ghostface looks like, which he looks scary, but not as scary as the old mask, in my opinion. I mean, I guess people look at the old mask as funny, but I think the old mask is just more iconic, and you just look at the mask and it's like, yeah, that's Ghostface, and you can still make Ghostface scary with that mask. It was just Scary Movie, that they, and also that wasn't even kind of the same mask. They kind of changed it up a bit. and so I guess the mask has been changed before. This isn't the first time where the mask it has been different, but this definitely seems like a new redesign of the old mask, and that's cool. And then I don't really know how to review what happens later in the pilot, because I mean it really is just introducing these characters that seem like they'll be a part of the show for a lot of episodes. There's about 10 episodes total, which is pretty cool, and it just looks really interesting. I don't know if you guys have seen the sneak peek of how the series will be, but it seems like some moments are gonna feel kind of like Hellraiser-y. Um, uh, if you guys know what that means, it kind of looks. Some scenes just kind of look Hellraiser-y, just that kind of atmosphere that kind of those movies had, but not in a bad way though. And but that is an interesting story though with Daisy, and she thinks that the murders are happening again, and and she gets this box with this heart in it, and I think that's what it was. And I've been watching this pilot a few times just to catch things that maybe I missed. Um, and it seems like that what they did really good with this show. Two things was one is it seems like every character has their own secrets. They all have like their backstories where they hide things from people, and that kind of makes the characters more interesting because they're not all innocent and they're all red herrings. You don't know who is the killer. Every episode's like, who is it? And it could be the obvious, it could not be the obvious. I mean, you don't know. And that's what's really exciting about the show is it keeps you guessing. The second thing was that Ghostface isn't a tall guy. Ghostface is like the way the height is of the kids, the teenagers in the show. So it shows that it could be really any of them. Ghostface isn't 7 feet. I think like in Scream 4, he seemed like he was like 6'8" or something. Because I mean, if you guys have seen Scream 4, hopefully you guys are already seen it. Charlie and Jill were the killers, and they are nowhere near the height of Ghostface in that film. That Ghostface is pretty tall in 4, and it kind of doesn't really make sense. And now in this show, they seem to kind of ground it more in reality in that sense where the robe seems to be more practical. You can be able to move in it better. It seems like the mask you can just kind of rip off instead of, with this mask. I'm going to go ahead and be lame for a second just to show how tough it is to get this mask off. And I think maybe that's why also they changed the mask, because it is complex to wear, See what I mean? It's like, it's a challenge to put the mask on and to go through this process. And I bet that's what they were like thinking. Like, this mask won't work. But when you pull it off, it actually that's not too bad. It's just the whole problem of putting the mask on, and then trying to take it off in time. Um, and so I can see why they maybe they changed the mask for that sense. But I'm used to that mask. I mean, I've played Ghostface twice in a couple of my fan films, um, and it's pretty fun. It's also challenging though. The old robes that they had, like I said, that this newer robe looks cooler, and yeah, and I think that's a big improvement over the movies is the robe. In terms of the mask, though, it doesn't talk. Not that's really what I wanted to talk about is Ghostface. What do you guys think of Ghostface in this? Because this is our new Ghostface. For any Scream fan, because I'm a big Scream fan. I mean, Ghostface is my favorite character, so it's a big deal for me to see the character look, different and see this character go into a new direction and a new story. And yeah, I mean the new characters, they're they're interesting, like I said, because they all have their dark past to them, and just the whole, like sleeping with the deceased moment that was funny, and and there was just some funny moments in that the pilot that was pretty cool. And yeah, overall the characters are I can handle them. I mean, they're not like, oh, get killed off already. You know what I mean? These characters seem to be more real than they were in 4 and 3. The characters in Scream 3 and 4 were kind of just, they were there just to be killed. And this show, they're developing these characters. Either they're going to have a destiny or they're going to have a fate. And it just seems like it's going to be really interesting. They're going to keep going. And it just keeps you guessing, and it just looks like the show is going to get more intense as it goes on. And this pilot was a very good start to this story. Thank you, MTV, and I guess Dimension TV. I've never heard of that, but I guess they have their own TV. For bringing back Ghostface and that Scream story and doing it right. There's none of that dark colors where you can't see, what's going on in the scene. There's good lighting, so you can see even at night, you can see where the characters are and this and that. And there's some pretty scary shots of Ghostface in this, which was cool. And I love the moment when you first hear Ghostface's new voice. Hello Emma, I could be anywhere. Um, that's really cool. And I love in that new sneak peek trailer they showed was the question you really should be asking is, did you just lock me in or out? I mean, that's a really cool voice. Now, of course, it doesn't beat Roger Jackson. That is Ghostface. Um, but this new guy sounds pretty cool. He sounds scary, and I think this show is gonna work. You know, um, it's gonna all lead up to something, and probably it'll lead up to something that we don't know what will happen. We don't know what to expect. It'll probably will be a big surprise, and that's what Scream's always been. You don't know who the killer is, and when they're revealed, it's like, okay, well, where's it gonna go from here? So that's that's exciting. And yeah, so I'm really looking forward to this. What's gonna happen next? You have to wait a week, but it's pretty fun. So I guess this concludes my review of the pilot. I don't really have much to say about it except that it was just a really good start to the show, and the fact that the show ended with the phone call, and then the character Noah saying everyone tells secrets, everyone has lies, and everyone's fair game. And then he's in the car, and then like there seems to be like some blood on his forehead, and my guess was, and I know this is really out of there, is that he's the Elephant Man, and that's the reason why he knows so much. That guy, I guess, because he called him the Elephant Man, even though he's not the Elephant Man. I know, but uh, I'm wondering if like it's fake skin, and if you ripped it off, it would be his actual face, and that's why it was blood, because he I don't know, or he's just a crazy kid and just put fake blood or whatever on his forehead. I don't know. I mean that's a weird part. But other than that, it seems like a very interesting story, and I'm looking forward to what's next, and I hope you guys are excited. And this will be a cool summer. It's a great time for Scream, and great time with the fans. But we don't have the old mask, which is too bad. But the new mask is all right, and we'll just have to deal with it. All right, guys, that's my review of the Scream Show, the pilot. And I will be reviewing the next episodes, of course, and I'll keep you guys updated on news of the Scream Show, Friday the 13th, Halloween, and all those upcoming things. Yeah, it's now an exciting time to be a horror fan and a Scream fan. So That's my review, and I'll talk to you guys soon. All right, peace.